Hello, powerful one. Welcome to today's edition of Inner Growth with Usezwa Elimihe. We started a series just yesterday on being a person of influence, and we made it very clear that there are essentials of influence. For you to be able to start influencing other people, you have to first of all influence yourself and build yourself into a person that is influential. And how did we say that will be done? Remember, we talked about the dynamic principles of existence, and we made it clear that out of the be, do, and have, the most important of them all is be. When you be, when you become, then you can do, and then you can have. In the same way, when you intend to influence people, to be influential, don't bother about influencing people. Bother yourself about influencing yourself. If you can influence yourself, if you can have that mentality that controls your mental infrastructures, your system within, you can control your environment, then every other thing is easy for you to control. Do not make it a focal point. Do not make it a duty to control human beings. Inspire people, instigate people with your lifestyle, and they will fall into place. Now we talked about the essentials of influence. There are three of them: mentality of worthiness, healthiness, and of course, worthiness. Yesterday, we discussed the first element of these mentalities, which is worthiness. And we said there are three sides to that also. So which are the three arrows? Resilience, resourcefulness, and richness. It is the material infrastructures, the material resources that people see around wealthy people and make them believe that they are indeed wealthy. But this is it. These are the effect of resilience. These are the effect of resourcefulness. When a man is resilient, a woman is resilient, is able to recover from heat, able to recover from the obstacles and the atrocious actions that life may throw at them, then they have a mentality that states that no matter what happens, all the resources of life are within me. All the wealth you see out there that people see and admire around me, they are inside of me. I am the manufacturer of these things. I don't have to go outside. I don't need the external world to create these things. I don't need to go out to the external world to beg and pine for them. The external world actually brings these things to me because they see me as a man, a woman, a person of value. That is the mentality of resourcefulness. And resourcefulness gives power to resilience. When you are resilient, you know that there is nothing you cannot do because you are resourceful. You can bounce back anytime, any day. And you understand that life is a beautiful, beautiful game that must be played with equanimity. And today, we are looking at the third element of worthiness, which is richness. We need to understand at this point that richness is a byproduct of resourcefulness, and it's a byproduct, of course, of resilience. Now, resilience and resourcefulness come together to produce richness. If you want to be wealthy and you focus on just having the richness, the material things, the cars, the houses, the holidays, and all of that, the beautiful lives, and that is your focus, you will lose it. You might end up enslaving yourself to people, enslaving yourself to companies, or whatever it is that you enslave yourself to get the material resources to live that life. Even when you have got all of these things, you still won't live the life. You know why? Because worthiness is from the inside. It's not from the material thing. The material things only stem from worthiness. They say, if you want to get the ants, spread oil on the floor. The ants will come. If you want to be wealthy, first of all, recover from your past. Recover from all the negatives that were done to you and begin to live in the moment, and then begin to generate all the things. You now begin to see clearly all the things that are blocking you from attaining your best. And this is something I need to say. To be wealthy does not necessarily mean that you must have all the cash in the world or have the big estate, all of those things. It is a state of composure. It's a state of fulfillment, of happiness. You could have Somebody can have $1 million or even $500,000 in the bank account. You will live wealthier, you will live healthier than a person that has $10 billion in his account and won't be able to have the peace of mind that they actually are supposed to have. That sense of worthiness will not be there. Worthiness is first a sense before it becomes a material thing. That's the key of the whole thing. And you must attain it yourself. You must not be enslaved to somebody. You must not ride on the energy of another person to get it. If you do, you will not be worthy. You might just be rich, and you don't get all the pleasures that follow it. That's the most important part. Let's take a look at the second leg of the essentials of influence, and that is worthiness. Worthiness simply means, first of all, that you have a very deep understanding that you can get anything in this world. You have a sense of connection with the source of all things. It simply means that you are not guilty of any crime. Okay? You understand that nothing, no handwriting of ordinance is written against you. There is no contravention in this world, in the world to come, in the world that was, exist against you. You are just as perfect as can be. It's a mentality. You understand that as worthy as you are, every other life form in creation is equally as worthy as you are. Whatever you are, you impute it to others, whether they deserve it or not. You just impute it because you believe that you are all of the same stock. You see, a worthy person finds other people worthy. He finds other people deserving of honor, of respect, of dignity. Is it very close to what we were discussing about worthiness yesterday? That was the introduction of this topic, that a wealthy person is a center of value. Therefore, he also extends that value to every being around it, because as you are, so you think. A person who cannot be trusted cannot trust anybody. The same way, a person who can be trusted trusts everybody. But this is the difference between a wise person who is trustworthy. They understand that in as much as people can trust me, I understand the weaknesses of humanity, that people will always err against their will and disappoint. Therefore, I will not give anybody that opportunity to disappoint me. So they are more careful. That's just the difference. Talking about value to other people, oh man, it's high. They value not just human beings, they value animals, they value plants, they value everything that has life. They treat all with respect. This is a sense of worthiness. If you know any human being that has no respect for people, that disdains people, you are talking about a person who feels inside of themselves that they are worthless. As you are, so you treat others. The way people treat you is a manifestation of who they are, how they are, not a manifestation of who you are. So somebody treats you like shit, don't feel shitty. Understand that they are shit. They feel shit. Nobody is shit actually, but they feel shit. As a person thinks, so are they. So if a person feels that they are shitty, they treat you like shit. And don't fall for the lie. Understand that that's who they are, and you move on with your life. And if you are treating people with disdain, with disrespect, with disregard, and you are cheating on people, deceiving people, it simply means that you have no self-worth. And from this moment on, start retracing your step and understand that you deserve to be worthy. That is how creation designed you. You were born to be a person of worth. For the fact that you are already a human being means that you are very powerful. It's not easy, my friend, to be human. Don't insult your humanity by being worthless, by feeling worthless, because however you feel, so you will be. And it is how you feel that the world responds to you. If you feel worthless, the world responds to you and throw you worthlessness. If you feel worthy, oh my friend, come on, the world will come to your aid. And I know what I'm talking about, believe it. Other aspects of worthiness is, we have discussed this in an earlier video, talking about the character and nature of life. We talked about generosity, non-discrimination, and abundance. These three mentalities are also enshrined in worthiness. A worthy person knows that the resources of life are not depletable. The rest of the world can live in an environment of scarcity mentally, but a worthy person lives in an environment of abundance. This person knows that the world cannot be exhausted, that the riches of this world are inexhaustible, and that they deserve it. Why? Because the wealth exists because of them. You get it? That is the aspect of this thing. It is a beautiful world we are living in. Let nobody deceive you to the contrary. It is beautiful. When you have acquired inner beauty, you will see that everything around you will begin to reflect the beauty that they truly are. Life is beautiful. So are you, because you are life. The third element in this discussion is healthiness. Oh my God, healthiness. You have to have a sense of wealthiness, a sense of worthiness, and a sense of healthiness to be an influential person. You need to be well. And this wellness is both a mental and a physical experience. The first one is mental fitness, mental alertness. You have to be mentally awake. You have to be mentally well. A lot of people who are unable to live life to the fullest is because they have accepted the understanding that they were born to get sick. That sickness is also an aspect of life. It's okay. It's a belief. It's an understanding that they are living with. But you see, to be mentally fit simply means that one has to be cleaned. One has to be free of all negative understanding about one's health. The way you perceive the world has to be friendly. When you have a neurotic vision of the world, then there is a problem. When you begin to see the world as a place of enmity, as a place filled with tigers that are willing to attack you at any point, and you're always scared of people, you see them as ready to do you harm, then mentally you are unfit. You're living in fear. You're living in suspicion. That is a problem. The second part of mental fitness is that you understand that whatever happens to you, you can take it. Things don't happen to you and you crash down. That is not health. A mentally fit person is able to take any challenge that comes their way. Why? Because there is no temptation that overtakes man that man or that woman cannot overcome. Things happen to you because you are capable. So when things happen to you, you say, oh my, this is beyond me. You are not fit mentally. That's the first thing. A wealthy person, a person of influence, does not cave in the face of any negativity, in the face of any trials, any ordeal, any work. They know that it can be done because they are not just people of positive thoughts, they are also people of positive orientation, positive mentality. You see, positive thinking can only have a root from a positive mentality environment, and a positive mentality can only exist when somebody has a positive blueprint, a positive programming. I have made it clear to us that we can program ourselves for positive. Watch my videos and see how I have explained them. We can program ourselves for positivity. It is a possible thing because we can do it. All right. Now, when it comes to fitness, don't forget that it is your mind that heals you physically. I've said it before that medications are meant to prevent the deterioration of the condition of ailment. The healing is actually done by the mind, by the human itself. Therefore, when you are mentally fit, it simply means that you are very conscious of your ability to heal yourself, and then you can then wake up all your material and cellular functions about healing, and they will work for you. But don't forget, you can't live in an atmosphere of unforgiveness, not being able to forget where the rain beat you, not being able to forget the injuries that were done to you and move on with your life. You can't really walk like this. The capacity to forgive comes from mental fitness. A person that is mentally unfit cannot forgive. Even when they make up their mind to forgive, they can't, because it is not in their system. It is not coded into their DNA. But you see, because human beings are not victims of their DNAs, they can then therefore create a new program that makes it possible for forgiveness, and one of the ways of doing that is repetitiveness. Keep asserting that you have forgiven somebody. Keep doing it, even when you burst into tears while at it. Keep doing it. Forget, because whatever the person has done to you, the person also did to themselves. So why should you bother yourself about it? There are referees in life, and they have already taken the person down. They've marked the person that they have written against that person. So why will you add yourself to the list? The understanding I have had in all my research in this matter is that when you fail to forgive those people who have hurt you, what you have actually done, my friend, is that you have tied that person to the wheel of karma. Whatever that person suffers, you are going to suffer, because you have made yourself yoked as one. You know, two bulls yoked together, they have to move together. If they don't move together, they don't go anywhere. They are still together, except the yoke is removed. So remove the yoke of non-forgiveness. Some of you say you forgive, instead you are cursing your enemies. I don't know where you are getting all of those things from, because when you curse your enemies, you haven't forgiven them. You are linking yourself with that person. The reason the scriptures always say that bless, curse not, is just because of this. What is it? Whatever you give to anybody, you share in that thing. So if you give a curse to somebody, you are sharing in that curse. So what is your issue? Why are you cursing your enemies? I don't understand it. Whoever is teaching you to curse your enemies is either very ignorant, or that person is even an enemy of yours. But you must understand that that person will not be held responsible for you. You know why? Everybody bears his own, her own, their own crosses. That is what the law states. You cannot escape under that. So have a mental fitness. Be mentally aware. Having now discussed these three essentials of influence, in the next videos, we're now going to discussing being a person of influence in full details. This is just video 2. There are 7 more videos to come on this topic. And I think you should watch this video. Be very serious about what we are discussing here. I am doing this thing because I know that our country as it is right now needs to be re-educated. Our people need to be reorientated to the way of life that has been denied us for a very long time. Hence, we have had a country that has not seemed to have worked. Right now, we need to make it work. For us to make it work, we have to turn away from our old ways and embrace the new way, which is really not new. It's as old as the earth. We just have lost it. These were the things our ancestors who built the great empires knew. And the ancestors that became victims of slavery, they lost it. Hence, they were victims of slavery and colonialism. Today, we can't afford to live in that ugly past. We need to become children of knowledge, children of mental resourcefulness, and we can grow from there. So let's talk about influence in full details tomorrow. Thank you.